If you hate personal finance, I agree with you. Personal finance is a boring topic that usually only weirdos or nerds like myself like. And if you're just starting or you don't know where to begin because you feel overwhelmed, I get you as well. But over the last 3 years, I've been doing personal finance videos where I interviewed a lot of people, giving some of my best recommendations and also a lot of investment tips. And more importantly, I've seen the development of a lot of the people that follow this channel and also a lot of my friends that, just like you, don't really like personal finance. So after over 150 episodes, I've narrowed down to 3 tips. 3 tips for people that don't like personal finance or are just starting. 3 tips that I am confident that if you apply them, you will be in a very good financial path and you will be more prepared than the majority of the people in America. So let's get started with the most important aspect of adulting, which is your personal finance journey. Let's get to it. The first tip is one book, and it is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. If you've never picked up a book, I get you. If you hate reading, I understand. If you hate personal finance, I agree. And if you've never picked up a book and you hate reading the topic of personal finance, and I completely understand and I completely agree. But it's only one book. Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. But not a lot of people want to sit down and read a book about it, especially on the side of your finances. The book that I'm recommending today, it's not just any book. It's a book made for people just like yourself and just like me when I first read it. People that feel overwhelmed and don't know a lot about the topic and just need a step-by-step book that will explain it to them how to do it. I have purchased probably 7 to 9 different copies of this book, 1 for myself, 5 for friends, and like 4 for family members. And every single person that reads it tells me that they loved it and they're now in a very good path financially. So it's just one book, only one book that you have to read, and I will promise you it will do a difference. Now, all it takes is 2 weeks. Let me give you an example. Here is my friend Mickey. Mickey hates personal finance. He hates investing, he hates saving, he hates anything that has to do with money unless you're giving it to him. Mickey hates everything related to money and personal finance so much that the only reason why we became friends in college was because he needed some help with an essay for his economics class. Since then, we've become good friends. But Mickey realized that all the effort he needed to do to kind of start his financial path just meant that he had to put in the work for 2 weeks. Just a few hours that he had to spend doing some research, doing a few setups, and once he had that entire structure, he could just forget about it and live his life normally like he does now. So you have to understand that to set up a plan for personal finance, you don't have to worry about it every day. You just have to spend a few hours over 2 weeks and you will be set up. And to do that brings me to my third point, or perhaps the most important, which is automation. I really believe that automation is the biggest secret of personal finance and one that is not talked about enough. Personal finance is broken down into 2 parts. There's the making more money than you spend, and then there's the investing, saving, and retirement planning. The making more money than you spend is gonna take a little bit because you have to kind of figure out where you spend money, where you want to save, and all these things that I've talked about in many of my other videos. And then the investing, the saving, the retirement part is usually what can be a little more complex and where people usually get overwhelmed. But if you're someone like Mickey that hates anything that has to do with these 3 things, your biggest tool is gonna be automating. If you don't wanna save, just set an automatic transfer. If you don't wanna be investing, just set an automatic investment. For example, Mickey, after automating everything, has now saved over $10,000 between his investing account and his retirement account. But you might not know how to do this yet, and that's where I think I can help you. I will be doing videos about all these 3 tips and breaking it down step by step around how you can do it as well. I will be giving you my personal experiences and even sit down into the system and show you how you can do it. So if you want to see that, subscribe so you can check it out. Trust me, it's not gonna be a long journey. You just have to put in the work once and you will be good. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Peace.